All right, shalom. Say a couple of words on Stargate. Stargate. Some of y'all probably know of this show, and personally, I didn't like it actually when it first came out. I liked the movie, right? I really liked the Stargate movie, but I wasn't so much into the TV series, right? This is a promotional for the TV series, so I wasn't so much into the TV series. I didn't really like to be into everything when everybody's into it and become a big fad. I just felt like they were zapping my energy somehow through some Stargate, like being into it when everybody's into it. All right, let's just see if I want to line this up so you can kind of see both of these, like kind of side by side right here. But in watching the series, and I think I've kind of checked out the series pretty much, and it's very interesting. It's extremely interesting. But the thing that one needs to keep in mind is that Stargate is Nazi. Stargate is Nazi. I know people say, "What you mean Stargate is Nazi?" Stargate is a Nazi. Stargate is like a Nazi. It's Nazi sci-fi. That's what I want to say right there. It's Nazi sci-fi. Now, the original movie with Kurt Russell and James Spader is really interesting. It kind of lays the ground plan, but it shows that this was this was predetermined. They had a determination to bring this into the popular consciousness because of the whole disclosure and UFO and so forth and so on. But Stargate, once again, is Nazi propaganda. In fact, that guy over there, this guy right here, he comes into the show a little bit later on. So what I'll do to have a kind of a tighter shot right here, I'll do this. I know I'm kind of finagling this a little bit, maybe too much right here. I should just get into my ideas. But the main idea I wanted to share here was that Stargate represents a kind of a Nazi. It's a Nazi sci-fi, and it is a fine piece of deception because there's some truth in it. They put some truth in it, right? When you watch it from the first movie, and I think they had 2 movies and 200 and something episodes. Not that you have to go through all of that unless you, like I, really got an opportunity to. With the show coming on 2 episodes, every Sunday or so, I was able, to either record it and watch it later on or watch it then and put it together. Every episode, the Holy Spirit really started to unpack certain things. I started to really see now that the show came out, I think in the 90s or something like that. The movie came out, I think in the 90s, and the show came out sometime after that. And it went on for I don't know how many seasons. So they was able to expand their Nazi-based propaganda. In fact, the whole space so-called mission was also, the whole space kind of thing that everybody's into, the space thing, it was Nazi too. Remember the rockets, they talk about rocket science. So Stargate is rocket or Nazi sci-fi. And I'm going to go and hopefully, John willing, be able to unpack a little bit more. I don't know if any of y'all are, any of our regular viewers, subscribers, or any of the brethren or whatnot have been into it. And some might have collected all the episodes, I think they have them on DVDs or whatever. I'm looking for that series out there. But if, it's not a biggie, but if anybody has it, I'd like to have that there as a kind of a point of reference and everything. I've recorded some of the episodes myself with commercials and everything like that. But of course, without all of that, it will be much better and everything to really unpack it. But I just wanted to put this idea forward because in everybody, oh, the Stargate, they're telling the truth, and this is what's really going on. It's propaganda, and it's Nazi sci-fi, right? I could also say it's racist, but I don't want to pull out the race card and all of that. Although Christopher Judd, I think his name, Christopher Judd, Tilk, right, who plays Tilk and everything like that. He really does play a good role in this particular series, but you can tell he's not a Negro from Earth. You know what I mean? He just has too much grace and honor around a lot of these suppressed racist Nazis. These guys are Nazis, straight up. Even their whole philosophy on what ancient Egypt was about, you can see how this has kind of been injected, or has kind of crept in, so to speak, into a lot of the last days, alien deception, Nephilim, Anunnaki, ancient Egyptian, fallen angels kind of theology, or I don't know what to even call it, but the conspiracy that kind of concerns ancient Egypt, like everything ancient Egypt was bad, those kind of folks, or the pyramids and all of that was built not by Egyptians, and definitely not by Africans or black people, but by some fallen angels from somewhere else, right? I'm not saying that fallen angels and the film are not involved in it, but we have a kind of inverted and perverted, because there's an agenda. There's an agenda behind Stargate. And so when people watch it, they'll think, oh, this is just a show right here. How interesting. Oh, ancient Egypt, special effects, outer space. Oh, that's really cute. No, there's much more to it, because you can see how a lot of ones who are into the truth, so-called, quote, unquote, about New World Order, New Welt Order. That's what Stargate is about. Stargate is all about the Nazi New Welt Order, right? And this has also crept into a lot of the propaganda and the videos that we see out there, and this kind of subplot to the New World Order, and to the reptilians, and to the Nephilims, and to the giants, and ancient Egypt, and all of this like that. Straight up, Stargate is just so-called pure Nazi propaganda. I use that word pure in the sense that this has been refined, so we can even trace the roots. And it also connects with evolution, right? With the whole evolution philosophy, right, of the so-called New Welt Order, right? The New Welt Order also connects with the whole zeitgeist, all that zeitgeist propaganda out there, New Welt Order, that the ancient Egyptians was just a Nephilim colony and everything. And none of that was built by ancient black, African, Ethiopian civilization. No, it was built by, aliens from another planet, New Welt Order. So Stargate is quintessential Nazi propaganda. But the black guy, what's his name, Christopher Judd, kudos to him, right? Because he really does play a black man. What's that movie? Brother from Another Planet. And if you haven't seen that movie, I would really recommend you check that out. Brother from Another Planet. Check it out. He just plays a kind of a upful, what's his people again? I kind of forget right now, But anyway, a little bit more to come. I'm watching this episode right here. Ironically, I'm watching the part 2 of this episode called New Order. That's exactly what this particular episode is. The New Order. All right. Shalom, brothers and sisters, more to come. Yah willing.